Welcome to BAB Walk. Hello dear, how are you today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Now we are at the famous วัดพระเจติพลวิมลมังคลาราม better known as Wat Pho or the temple of the reclining Buddha. It's so beautiful here. Yeah.
So peaceful. I've never seen it like this before.
So it's the heritage site whereby this temple is not only famous for its decorative works, architectural settings, but also regarded as the center of many ethnic groups who came over during the 19th century to Bangkok. As well, Wat Pho is regarded as the first university in Siam in terms of teachings, literature, as well as massage, meditation. So it's a sanctuary for healing physically and mentally. So in this way, people who come here feel the peace and openness to be able to communicate with all kinds of faiths, ideologies, and languages. So we're going to be seeing some of the outstanding works of Bangkok Art Biennale. It's one of the landmarks of the Bangkok, as well as the renowned works by Sir Anish Kapoor, whose installation is here. Let's go. So we are now inside the temple of the Naga and the Buddha, Vihan Nak Prok, which is famous for the Buddha in the posture where he is being surrounded by the giant Naga while he's meditating. But this temple is particularly interesting because when I mentioned that Wat Pho is the center of many ethnic groups, many multicultural crossings and ideologies, many people who visited or the foreigners who came were recorded in the recordings as well as in the paintings. So we will see that some of the images of Europeans, Cham, Khmer, Laotians, Indians were actually painted on various spots in the temple. So if we come here, we will see that
See, because this is normally closed, so we never get to see this.
So this is like the unseen.
Yes.
Whereby usually when people come to pay respects, the windows will be open.
Yeah.
So they don't actually see it. So the artist Atapon was given this space to do the research. So we told him that behind the frames of the windows, there are different double portraits like this. For instance, here are like Europeans, and they're painted in such a way that they're not like miniatures, but they're quite big.
Right.
And you see their facial features, ethnic details, characteristics, whereby the artisan in those days, that must be during the reign of Rama III, so around the early 19th century, that the artisan actually recorded the costume as well, right, and the details such as the plants, the pets, and it's full of life. Yeah. So in this way, the recordings of they're called the 32 ethnic groups. So it's like academic recording as well. Also, there were poems written about them. So the artist Atapon actually referred to these images, and then he would transfer them onto his own paintings. And his own techniques of paintings are quite unique because you can see the illusionistic, overlayings, whereby he actually give them layers of dimensions.
Yeah.
And when the cloth move, it's like glimmering lights and colors that actually echo with the gold and the mosaic.
So there's
those are the Chinese.
I was wondering why the first pictures of a European.
Yes, yes. And here, the posture of meditation, the technique itself, Atapan got this technique by mistake because he was sleeping in the mosquito's net.
Oh, I see.
And he had some paint, on the mosquito's net, and he felt that, the moving of the cloth actually create this shimmering double layerings of illusion. So in this way he became, very well known for this kind of techniques. But when he found out that he can do these paintings in this temple, this is like once in a lifetime where he grabbed the opportunity. And I think this is like worked out very well. It becomes like a site-specific painting installation.
It looks like they're actually sitting on there.
Yes. And this idea of movement can give you the illusion of entering into another dimension. And the work is called Invisible World.
Feels like they could actually be here with us.
Yes. Some people get a little bit surprised when after they pray and they turn around and these images are sitting there waiting for them. So now we are inside the sermon hall of Wat Pho, where there is this gigantic installation by Sir Anish Kapoor, and his work is called Push Pull. So when we were outside, we saw the standing Buddha, and on the ceiling outside there were mirror paintings depicting different levels of hell. And the jinn is like the demons. And the inscriptions on the marble also describe different levels of hell. So when we stood there, we were in the realm of humans and hells. But when we enter into this interior, now we're in the realm of heavenly celestials. So on top, the use of cinnamon red and gold in Thai mirror paintings actually signify different layers of the skies and heavens. So cinnamon red and gold in contrast with deep red wax and oil mix of Anish Kapoor looks absolutely stunning, as well as the image of the seated Buddha in gold. So what do you think of this piece?
It's really spectacular. It feels really real. The cinnamon red and the kind of glossiness of the wax, and I wonder why push and pull, like what is he?
So the idea of push and pull, this installation has actually been shown in Russia, in Italy, but never in the context of religion, especially Buddhist. So when Anish Kapoor sent his assistants to survey the spaces, he knew well about the structure of the Thai temples, especially Wat Pho and Wat Arun, whereby the structure is based on the Hindu Mount Meru. So around the structures, there are related hell, heaven, and earthly realms. So in this context, he wanted to show whereby push-pull means the beginning. Push-pull means birth and death. And the deep red also mean blood and death, but also push-pull means giving birth. So in this way, it's like the beginning. The beginning which does not have to be in any religion. It's like international communication feeling, the aura and the impact of it. When the people come in, they would feel the vibration of the actual object. They are fascinated by the object, but then they always ask, what does it mean? And the next question is that, how do we put inside the interior of this celestial realm, where this is the newly renovated sermon hall with the Carrara marble tiles and all the gold and the red actually show the interiors, whereby the mirrors, old and new, and the lamps, especially the lamps, come from Holland during the 19th century. So in this way, the works by Anish Kapoor actually create many meanings. It becomes like a catalyst in the middle of the room. And the purpose of this interior is the sermon hall, and people still come and practice, praying, meditation. So in this way, they confront the contemporary artwork as well as do their worship to the religious faith of Buddhism.
So we're at Ta Tien Pier. I wonder where you're taking me to next?
Yes, so our BAB Walk, we continue, in fact, walking towards the boat. So we take the boat across. That's the beauty of it. You come to Wat Pho and you get the boat across to Wat Arun, Temple of Dawn. So let's go. So this is another landmark of Bangkok Art Biennale. We are at the Wat Arun or Temple of Dawn, and to have the work by Anish Kapoor. So Anish Kapoor, sky mirror here. You could imagine that we had to go through a lot of obstacles and complications because we had to ask for all kinds of permissions, just to get the works up in the area where here is a lawn, but it's not simply a lawn. It's like a sacred lawn where the context of the Mount Meru, the structure, the Hindu structure of Mount Meru is placed in such a way that all these areas are sacred.
I see.
So behind is the Praprang, which is the center of the Mount Meru, and all along is the areas where the human world and the celestial realms, and of course the hell sectors are placed.
What is this lawn?
This lawn is part of the sacred world.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the back there is the Himapan where the mythological animals live. So this area is a good area.
So Himapan also means cashew?
Yeah, it's a place where mythological animals live. Not cashew. Cashew is a different thing.
And here, how did the mirror get to be placed here? I mean, I can see there's...
Yes. First of all, the assistants came, but before they came, I went to the studio in London. This is before COVID, and talked with Anish Kapoor. And he had visited Bangkok before, but to choose the works at Wat Pho, Push Poo at Wat Pho, and Sky Mirror at Wat Arun, Temple of Dawn, I think he has intention to create this dialogue across the Chapaya River, whereby his work is placed in the context of Hindu-Buddhist world. So, for example, the lawn here had to be surveyed, and we tested, and the ground is quite soft, so we had to put piles down, 9 piles altogether to make the structure solid, and we had to dig down 3 meters.
3 meters.
Yeah, before we transport this just one piece of stainless steel, and we could not bring it by the river, so we had to go through the back entrance, and transport the work, dismantle. We had cranes and everything here, and we had to complete everything over one night because in the morning, the function of the temple had to go back as normal.
Wow, so this was a night install.
Yeah. And unlike Pushpu, we had, almost 2 weeks. Here we had to complete everything by one night.
By sunrise.
By sunrise, but luckily in October, you remember it rained every night.
Yeah.
So that was just the one night that it did not rain.
So you managed to install this.
Yes. And the actual piece is the meaning of the piece. A lot of people tend to ask whether what is the meaning of it? What is this circular, Earth-like or planet-like form sitting on the lawn? The name is the Sky Mirror, and Anish Kapoor wanted to reflect. He likes to use a lot of illusion and reflection. So in this way, the stainless steel actually reflect the sky. So he wanted to bring the sky close down to earth. And you can imagine that now it's in the evening, the ambience, the mood tone, and the light is different. At night, nocturnal night will create another mood, and in the morning or at midday, it'll be very strong in terms of the reflections. See the birds create also images of fleeting.
It's almost like watching the mirrors, watching into another realm, though.
So he likes to play with the void. So as if you can enter the void, and get lost in it.
When I was here the other day, they told me to stand over there. Because what I would see in here is very different, and I thought it was really interesting that I could see over to the other side.
Yes, you see the statue of King Rama II across the river. This is a 200-year-old Bodhi tree. So in this context, the work become a catalyst whereby it vibrates and it makes many meanings around surroundings, also shift and change. And of course, the people walk around. The monks move constantly. And the monks really like the piece.
I'm looking forward to planning sunrise yoga or something here, maybe.
Yes.
Meditation.
Or sunset yoga.
Yes, it's really beautiful.
This brings the end of our BAB Walk. Did you enjoy that, you?
Very much, thank you. It felt at once spiritual and contemporary at the same time.
Great, fantastic. Hope very much that you will join us in the next BAB Walk. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.